So what you're telling me is you're single.
So, who's the special guy in your life?
No, I mean, nothing, there's anything wrong with that. I was just, I just assumed, since, you are like, what, 30, 40, 50.
I'm sorry, did that hurt your feelings?
Get a dog, honey. You don't need a man.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, by yourself? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, right this way.
You're single?
Good. My name is Patricia, and welcome to the Singles Club. My name is Patricia, also known as Godzdesign, here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. So today I've come to you guys with another Singles Club video. I'm super excited to bring this one to you guys. I just love doing these videos. I love just like sitting down, chatting with my girls about all things single. So if it's the first time you're checking this series out, definitely go down to the description box and there should be a link to the playlist. We've done several other videos. We talked about several other things like who should pay when you go out. We've talked about sex. We talk about tons of things. So definitely go to the description bar after you watch this video, of course, and check out the rest of the videos in this series. I just want to let you guys know that I did plan on doing another Singles Club video for you guys, but I didn't plan on recording it today. But I got a new gadget that really just inspired me to come behind the camera and do a video. Consequently, I'm not too ready for it. My hair is like super windblown. Just came back from church maybe about an hour ago. Lipstick may be off. Matter of fact, let me get that together. Hold on. Are we good? I don't even know. We're just gonna hope for the best. The reason my lipstick may be a bit crazy is because I'm sipping on some iced coffee. So this is gonna be super relaxed today. So today we're gonna talk about physical touch. Yes, y'all, physical touch. We have talked about saving the goodies for later in another video. Check out the link below for that. But today we're going to talk about physical touch in general when it comes to dating. We're going to get a little bit personal today, and I want you guys to do the same as well and really examine how it is that you go about dating when it comes to physical touch. So how many of you guys have read the book, The 5 Love Languages? If you haven't, I highly suggest that you do. Not only if you're single, but I think this is a book that everyone should read if you want to understand love in a different way. And Gary Chapman, who's the author, breaks down love into 5 different love languages. And it encourages us to learn what our language is and how to best show love through someone's love language. For instance, one of the love languages is words of affirmation, which I find a lot of men typically fall into this category. For this person, if you want to show them love, you constantly have to speak well of them, praise them, affirm them, encourage them, appreciate them verbally. And this way, you are showing them that you love them. And the whole premise of this book is, even though you're showing love to someone, you may be showing love in your language, but they're not feeling the love because you're not speaking in their language. I say that all to say, today we're talking about physical touch. Now let's remember that it's more than just touching someone. It's deeper than that, especially if the person's love language is physical touch. You say a lot by how you touch someone. You say a lot how you look into someone. You show them a lot by the way you caress them, the way you kiss them, the way you hold them, the way you hug them. You're saying a lot with your physical touch. And so we're going to talk about that and the appropriateness, when to, when not to, how soon, how not too soon. We'll talk about that today. And this is a little bit different from what we've talked about in the past, which is straight up full-blown sex. And I really want you guys to participate with this one because I feel like this is one of the ones that really I don't know, it can go either way. And it's really subjective on the person, the situation. There's a lot of different factors that may change things. People like to make everything pretty concrete, cut and dry, like I don't do this unless this, I don't do this unless this, we don't do this, I'm not going to do this until then. But I don't know, with physical touch, it's a little bit hazy. So I want to ask you guys, when is it okay to introduce physical touch? When do you feel okay and comfortable to do so? Is it when you actually enter into a relationship with them? Is it after 2-3 dates? Is it after 90 days? What do you feel is appropriate? But then you got to answer the question, why? I've met women who have said that they don't want to kiss a man, right, prior to marriage. And the reasoning behind that is that it's too much temptation. And they don't want to cause themselves or the other person to fall, and since they want to reserve themselves till marriage, they just like, we're not gonna test the water. We just gonna just save it, and then we get there. Some people like, listen, I don't want to go all the way, but I want to kind of know what I'm gonna get myself into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know if I got something I can work with. You know what I'm saying? Some other people are just like, it's whatever. Like, it's whatever. We just gonna go with it, go with the flow, and whatever happens. I'm just interested to know what is appropriate when to you and why. More specifically, kissing. When do you feel most comfortable to kiss somebody? My message to you is not to take lightly what you do with another person. Listen, we've already talked about sex. We've already talked about that in another video. And I have my views, take it or leave it, but it is what it is. But I think that we all can sort of agree that spiritual connection sort of happens in physical touch. And I don't want us to take it lightly. Now, in my opinion, those who are like, listen, I'm not going to touch, until, if you feel like you can't hold it, if you feel like you can't hold yourself until marriage, that way you don't want to do any sort of physical interaction, then you do you, boo. Me though? But I'm very careful with what I do. I've talked about this before, and it's all really about setting boundaries. Where are you? Are you in the house? Are you in the apartment? Doors closed, lights off. You're putting yourself in a better environment to fall, as opposed to being out, at the movies, in a restaurant, in the park. It's easier, you know what I'm saying? Because there's people around, and you can't just like drop your clothes and whatever. People around, you know what I'm saying? Less likely to fall. You're setting yourself up for either failure, or you setting yourself up to win. But we have to be a little bit more conscientious of the things that we do, because essentially, especially when you enter into someone or someone enters into you, you really have created a spiritual bond that even research says goes beyond the physical. With everything, I always try to find some sort of biblical reference, or at least biblical principle that can really help me as far as, dating and how I go, just how I go with my life in general. And, there is, y'all theologians help me out there, but there is really no specific thing in the Bible where this is right, this is wrong, this is right. And there are a lot of cultural implications as well that have to do with the time of which these things were written that may or may not be applicable to us right now. There are two principles, though, that I think I want to share here with you guys that I think can be applied. And when we're talking about principles, not direct things, this is where people get messed up with the Bible. They take things too, I don't want to use the word literal, because we should take the Bible seriously, but in a lot of ways we just have to apply principles, because a lot of the things are specific to the time period, and we have to sort of sift through those things to take the lesson out of it to see how we can apply it to our lives today. Two principles I think that we can walk away with is the first one. Let's take the one with Rachel and Jacob. Now, Jacob was the twin who stole his birthright from his brother, and he had to run away. And then when he ran away, he met this man, and this man had two daughters, Leah and Rachel, right? Leah was cute, but she had some problem with her eyes. The Bible's not too clear on it. But the second daughter, Rachel, the youngest, was the cute daughter. Jacob loved himself some Rachel so much that he said, listen, I'm going to work for you for 7 years, and then you going to let me marry your daughter. He's like, cool, I'm going to let you marry my daughter. But in that time, you couldn't marry your younger daughter before your older daughter. And quite frankly, I think, Daddy was kind of worried that his older daughter wasn't going to find nobody. So he ended up tricking, this is a long story, but anyway, you can read it yourself. Anyway, so he ended up tricking Jacob. And on the wedding day, they had all the garb or whatever, Middle Eastern wear all over her face. And he did not know until he lied with her. Until he hit that. Took it all off. He's like, well, this is not who I married. But now he's stuck. He's stuck. He's, stuck with her. So anyway, he said, listen, I'll let you marry Rachel, but you have to work another 7 years for me, right? So he ended up working 14 years before he could have Rachel. Here's the principle. If a guy wants you, he should work for you. We just shouldn't give it away easy. And we're not talking about just the goodies. We're talking about just anything. We're talking about emotions. He just have all your emotions just like that. He shouldn't just get to have all your time right off the bat. He shouldn't have to, have all of your energy, all of your attention right off the bat. Sometimes, if he calls, don't pick up. Like, sometimes wait a little long to answer a text message. Sometimes he shouldn't be able to consume you so quick. Let him wait. Now, 14 years is a bit extreme, but let him wait a little while for your attention, for your physical touch, for your affection. So yeah, it's okay to hold hands in my book. We just talking about in my book. It's okay to hold hands, but let him work up to it. Let him work up to holding hands. Let him work up to, some people greet with hugs, so hugs don't mean anything. And in my culture from Haiti, kissing on the cheek is actually how you greet people out of respect. But, work up to those, those other hugs. There's the hugs like, hey, but then there's the, ooh, hey, you know what I'm saying? So let him work up to those. I think that's a principle that we can take from that particular story. And there's another principle that I think I want to add here. And this would be stretching it just a bit. The second thing that I want to apply here is the Bible says that there is a time for everything. Time to cry, time to laugh, time to dance, time to mourn. And, can I just stretch it a little bit and apply it here? There is a time and a place for everything. And in that, we shouldn't rush to get to any of these points. Wherever you set it for yourself, I think we should really take time to get to know people before we shove our mouth on them. I really think we should get to know people's principles, what they stand for, where they're going in life, before we actually, because what you're developing is this sort of physical connection to them. Whether you like it or not, your body will start to yearn for this person. And so once your mind has already told you, you know what, this probably won't work out with this guy, I don't think he's a good choice, your body already desires him and wants him. And then you have a problem. There's a time to kiss and there's a time not. There's a time to listen, to see what this dude is all about before you put your mouth on him. I want this to really be a discussion for us. When do you guys feel it's the right time to introduce this into dating someone? Is it, after marriage, when you're in a relationship officially, after first, second, third date? Is it after 90 days? Is it after this I don't know, it rains on a Tuesday? Is it after pigs fly? What is it? What, especially for those who guys are single, or maybe when you were single, what was your criteria? What was your boundary? Put your responses down in the comment section. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. Don't forget to hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, Snapchat, and on my vlog channel. All the links, usernames will be down in the description bar below. I'd love to see you guys over there in between these videos here on this channel. I hope you guys are well and in good spirits, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. And as always, God bless.